For lunch today, roasted aubergine bake with homemade tomato sauce. Start by roasting the aubergine slices on 180 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes in the air fryer. Whilst the aubergines are roasting away in the air fryer, we're going to make a really simple tomato sauce. We're starting off with some red onions. Now you don't want this on a really high heat because we don't want the onions to brown. If you're making a curry, you want the onions to brown. If you're making an Italian dish, you just want the onions to soften. I love garlic, so I'm putting in 5 cloves of garlic. I've just crushed them, I haven't peeled them, because I'm going to be liquidising this sauce, so I can't be obviously all that peeling. So we don't want the onions to brown, like I said, we want to keep it on quite a low heat. Now we're going to add the tomatoes. Now you could do these in the air fryer, but I'm just not into making washing up today, so I'm going to do it in this frying pan, along with some peppers. So basically, I'm just using up lots of things that I've got in the house. I've got a red pepper needs using. Those tomatoes were in the fridge, so they need to be cooked. I don't normally put tomatoes in the fridge, but my husband put them in there, so I'm making them into sauce now. So I'm going to let those warm up for about a minute, then I'm going to add a little bit of water. Perfect. Don't want the tomatoes to catch. So I'm just going to let this simmer until the tomatoes break down, turn into mush. If you don't have liquidizer, you're going to have to pick out the garlic skins and the tomato skins. But for me, I'm going to simmer this gently until it becomes quite sticky. And then I'm going to season it then. If it's too acidic, I'm going to add a pinch of sugar. I'm definitely going to add some salt and pepper, but let's just wait for this to simmer down and get a little bit jammy. Here it is. If you can see me, 20 minutes. Simmering away gently, and now I'm going to put it through the blender. I've got a super duper fast blender, so it took about 10 seconds. So the garlic skins, tomato seeds, they've all been through this blender. Now, you might want to add some paprika, you might want to add some chili powder, but I'm keeping this fairly neutral because I'm now going to use half the sauce to make some spaghetti for my husband, and the other half I'm going to use to make an aubergine bake. Here are my aubergines. They were in the air fryer on 185 for 20 minutes. I put them in for 10 minutes, checked them, and then I put them in for another 10 minutes. So they're nice and browned and a little bit flexible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange them in layers in this bowl, and then I'm going to pour over the tomato sauce. A little bit of pepper. I'm using white pepper today. It's a totally different flavour. And some salt. Give that a little stir. And as I said, half of the mixture is for me and half of the mixture is for my husband to have his spaghetti. Salt and pepper in, giving that a bit of a stir. Here is my aubergine in my terracotta pot. This goes in the air fryer. So now I'm going to put the tomato sauce on the top, and then I'm going to bake this for 8 minutes on 170 degrees Celsius. My husband doesn't like aubergine. What is it with men and aubergine? So there we are. It's ready to go in the air fryer. I'm just going to do a little drizzle of olive oil. No cheese sauce, nothing like that. You could put cheese sauce on the top or bechamel, but I like it just like this. I'm going to toast some nuts to sprinkle on the top, but let's put this in the air fryer and get this cooked. I'm just crushing some roasted walnuts. They've been in the air fryer for 4 minutes on about 180. I just want them toasted a little bit so that we completely change the flavour. And then I'm going to sprinkle that on top of my lunch. Now I'm going to have a little bit of spaghetti as well with my aubergine just to keep me feeling fuller for longer, because as you know, I practice intermittent fasting, which means I only have 2 meals a day. So I have to make those 2 meals count. Okay, let's do a taste test. However, I have got a bit of a confession to make. My husband and I had lunch together. I plated it all up and he came home the same time. He was having something slightly different. He doesn't like aubergine, so he was having spaghetti with a tomato sauce. So I'm absolutely full, but there's always room for a little bit more. That's what she said.
It's brilliant. It's fantastic. You could make this the night before if you've got friends coming around, and you could just warm it up in the oven. 10 out of 10 for me. Couldn't improve it in any way. Get some garlic bread, get in that bowl and eat all that sauce. Come back soon for more whole food, slow food, plant-based, you guessed it, deliciousness.